I feel compelled to say the following. I have no love. I have no compassion. I don't even have a little teeny bit of like for men who call women outside of their names. Right? I'm talking about a man that lives with his woman or is dating a woman, a man who is married to a woman. I'm talking about a man who has children with a woman. And you find the need to call a woman outside of her name, calling her bitch, girl. Jamaicans have a term, skettle. You know, telling her degrading things like who you. If I never me, you wouldn't be somebody, you're not nobody. You know, you're no one, you're not gonna be nothing more than what you are. Nothing much not gonna come out of you. And if me and you left, nothing not gonna, you're not gonna go any further in life because of me. Make if I never me, you wouldn't have nothing. How can you call a woman bitch? How can you call a woman whore, prostitute? The woman that you live with and you know her lifestyle. I mean, it only live together for years. It was a day. And you have seen her and you know about her and you continue to call her out of her name. And then as night come, you want to go sleep with the bitch. You want to go sleep with the whore. You want to go sleep with the nobody. You want sex. Sometimes some of you men even go down on your women. You go and you eat all that kitty up. The same kitty that you just a style. Calling her a whore and everything else under the sun. What kind of men are you? Well, I can't even call you men, but you're something. Can't call you men. Who are you? Who grown up? Who grew you all? The men who continue to call women out of their names. And then when before give and take a little while after, you see him one is gonna want to go lie in the same bed with that woman that you're calling outside of her name. What sort of example are you setting for your children or your child that you have with that person? If that child hear you calling mommy names, if it's a girl, she's gonna think that it's okay to be called those names. If it's a boy, he's gonna think that it's okay to call the women that he's going to date those names. And this begs me to ask the question, what are some of you men leaving behind for your children? Are you only going to pass on your last name? That's the only thing you're going to do? Pass your last name on to the child? Some of you man just not worth nothing. But you know what? I blame the females. I blame the females who continue to be called outside of their names and turn around and give you some sex. Turn around and wash for you, care for you, turn around and claim say them love you after you go through all you go through to call them out of them name. That's abuse. That's verbal and emotional abuse, and you're tearing down the person that has children for you or has a child for you. You're tearing down the person that you claim that you probably love. Tearing her down. How can that help you? Or help your child? If you're not going to think about anybody else, think about the child. Because at the end of the day, that's your child's or children's mother. Right? That's their mother. His or her mother. And even if you and that person is no longer together, they're going to still be in the children's life, and emotionally you have wrecked them. But I blame us women. I blame you, woman, to allow men to abuse you and call you outside of your name. Because the first time him do it, you tell him straight up that I'm not going to tolerate that from you. And let him apologize. And if he refuses to apologize, or even if he apologizes and then goes back to doing the same thing, you walk away. Because guess what? You were living before that man. You were alive before that man. You were existing before him, and you can go back. Even though sometimes financially it is hard, because that man probably is contributing to the bills and the household, and you find it probably really, really hard to go back to a single household where you're gonna probably have to take care of that child on your own. But believe me, I'd rather to walk away with me, my pride and my self-esteem and everything intact, more than to let somebody rip it apart. I'd rather to walk away and keep myself. I can't be bad without somebody else. You know, I don't need somebody. I don't need the negative energy. Leave. Because very soon he's gonna hit you. Very soon he's gonna wanna push and shove you until he starts to slap you, until he starts to hit you really hard. And then the next thing he might do is wanna cap you. Chop you up, burn your house, stab you, shoot you, whatever it is. And some of them are going to threaten you. They want to call you bitch and whore, tell you that you're nobody, and then when you're going to leave, they threaten you what they're going to do to you if you ever leave the relationship. Now, me feel like a little away out there, you know. Because after I make a report to the relevant authorities, and I'm going to let them know that if anything do me, a John or Joe or James do it, but I'm going to walk away. You have to stand up for what you believe in. You have to stand up for yourself, and if you don't want to stand up for yourself, stand up for the child that you have or the children that you have with this man. Because you cannot allow your child or your children to see you being called out of your name, to see you being abused. Because no matter what, even if you're a strong person and your self-esteem high, when the person who you lay down with at night and the person who you live with, the person who you fall in love with and the person who you like and the person who you thought was your best friend start to call you derogatory names, as tough as you may be, as strong as you may be, and higher self-esteem as you may have, at the end of the day, you're going to still feel all types of way. Emotionally, it's gonna tear at you. It's like the ocean. Have you ever seen those rocks? Over a period of time, it start to eat away. And you remember that big old rock there used to be there, and you're like, but wait, when a rock they break off or whatever, when this will look so, because guess what happened? Sea continues to eat at it. As with anything, if you apply enough pressure, it bursts. Pressure burst pipe. We Jamaican know that saying like the back of our hands. Pressure burst pipe. So if somebody continues to push at you and push at you, eventually you're going to start walking with your head down like hog. And you're going to start to feel, eventually you're going to believe your abuser. That you're worthless, that you're nobody, that you're not going to amount to anything, that without them you're nothing, because that's how they control you. First, they want to isolate you. They don't want you to have any friends over. They don't want you to talk to anybody. They search your phone. They allow they hack your phone so that their messages come to your phone, and they do all sort of things to control you. You can't go to the store by yourself. They want to drive you there, and they take the time and isolate you from your friends and your family so that you don't have anybody to run to and you feel dependent on them and obligated. Don't let it happen to you for your child's sake. I know it's easier said than done in this awful economic climate that we have, but you still can find the strength, because there's always an alternative. Don't allow anybody to call you out your name. Don't allow anybody to let you think that you're less than who you are, because it's a weak little... Any man that calls a woman outside of her name, any man who beats on a woman with his mouth, especially because it starts there, is a weak son of a bitch. Any man. He's weak, he's insecure, and he doesn't know how to be a man because he wasn't taught. You don't know who are grow them man here nowadays, but we need for the better. That's why our society is the way it is, and our boys are the way they are, and that's why our girls are the way they are, because they are not being taught. Get some strength, ladies, and just walk away.